My name is Charlton Jones, owner of League Hats and Apparel, and you are watching League TV.
Yeah. You did it again, you boy. This is the life.
Well, a friend of mine, Sean, R&S Menswear, his nephew had a hat stand, and I was a frequent customer of this hat stand in Washington Square Mall. I was a regular, and the person, Shane, who owned the hat stand, which is Sean's nephew of R&S, I was just a customer, and it was hard to purchase a hat. It was hard to find him. I kept coming to this, but he had particular pro standard hats. He had hats that Lids didn't carry, City Gear, Hang Time, or any other store, urban store that carried these hats. So it was just a stand in the middle of the mall, and he didn't have time for it anymore. I couldn't find him, I couldn't get a hat, and he just said, "Hey, you want to buy it?" I don't have time for it. So I told him to draw up a purchase agreement, and I'll take it to the lawyer because I'm a hat lover. I've been wearing hats since 5th grade. 5th grade, I got diagnosed with alopecia areata. So I've been a hat lover from 5th grade. I started wearing all types of hats. I love hats. I'm a junkie, and that's how it came about. I was a junkie, and I found my passion, and I purchased a hat stand. He sold me the hat stand, and the rest is history. So I sell a hat.
I need that shit to get me where I'm going. My anxiety will have me overloaded. 24 hours, bro. Please believe it, I'm open. I be gassing like so 93, man, it's so potent. I be smoking with the door closed, but it smell the same when the door open.
A blessing, actually. I was at Washington Square, and I had maybe a total of, I owned maybe 100 hats at the time. And Lafayette Square wouldn't allow me to, I wanted to set a kiosk up in Lafayette Square. I wanted to put one in each mall. But Lafayette Square at first wouldn't allow me because they had a contract with Lids and Hat World not to have anyone else sell hats in the mall. So I couldn't even sell hats in that stand, and it was a Lids in Greenwood. So I spoke with Sean from R&S, and as a favor, he went to Lafayette Square and spoke with the mall manager. I got an interview, and she agreed to let me get a stand in Lafayette Square across from Foot Action. And once I got that stand, it was maybe November, like Thanksgiving of 2018, and it was Black Friday, and it just like rapidly picked up. Everyone liked the hats that I had to sell because they're exclusive hats. You can't just go anywhere and get these particular hats. Lids was around the corner. They didn't have them. They don't have what I had. So, and across diagonal from me, a store was closing. And I just went to the mall manager and said, "Hey, can I put my hats in this store?" And she agreed. And once she agreed to let me put my hats in the store, I just filled the store up with hats. I just said I would just fill it up with hats, and maybe sweatshirts and t-shirts to go with the hats. Just figure out, find some t-shirts, plain tees or what, different color tees, and just fill them up with tees and hats, t-shirts and hats. I never even thought of clothing or any other type of apparel or glasses or anything like that. But my representative from the hat company, Pro Standard Apparel, invited me to a clothing convention. It's like, hey, it's like Black Expo, you know, they have booths, every booth, and it's a different brand, a different vendor that sell clothes. So once he invited me, and I just went. I didn't even, I skipped the first two, and he kept emailing me like, hey, come to these clothing conventions, you might like it. And I went. I went with my book bag, I got me a t-shirt, I got me a sweatshirt, and I printed league hats on it. I had one sweatshirt, I printed league hats on it. I put it on, got my book bag and my laptop, and I drove to Chicago. Got there, it was a clothing convention, and I went in there and they had every clothing brand I could think of. So I just kept going every other month so they could just see league hats. And once they seeing me all the time, I just started investing. I'll buy a sweatshirt with this company. I'll buy a sweatshirt with this company. So as it progressed, I'm selling these shirts. Different brands are emailing me now. They want to put their shirts in my store. So it just went from there, and the blessing just got bigger and bigger and bigger. And then as of my grand opening was February 23rd of the store, the actual store, not a kiosk. February 23rd, 2019. February 23rd of 2019, I had a grand opening. So with that grand opening, it did really, really well. But with that grand opening, I had brands. I just put different brands in my store. I didn't know if it'll do well. I just invested into 10 or 12 different brands. Sweatshirts, jackets, whatever. T-shirts, jogging suits, whatever I could think of. Whatever brand that would allow me to invest in them. And once I invested in them, it just went from there. So I was selling clothes, and then I just continued to go to convention after convention after convention, to where networking really works. It's really who you know. Once they get to see Mr. League Hats, he's always in the building. Here he come. And they took a chance on me just like I took a chance on them. And this is my second location within not even 24 months. God is good.
Like every day I smoke just to get by. Don't kill the vibe.
Cause nigga, it's the life. When I don't know what to do, I just get high. High enough that I can float across the sky. Every day I probably smoke about a quad. Don't kill my vibe. Cause nigga, it's the life.
When I don't know what to do, I just get high.
Definitely not easy. A lot of people do think that. A lot of people will ask me like, hey, how did you do it? You just bought a bunch of clothes and you just put them in a location and say, here, I'm selling clothes. Well, it sounds that way, it sounds good, but actually not. And the other part of your question, where the problems that exist that come along with this business, it's like some people in this business feel that you, instead of open the seat at their table and let you come in and do business agreements and propositions together, there's no welcome. In this business, there's no welcoming you with opening arms. It's not that. You either have to know the work, do the work, have a business mindset, and just go for it. Whatever you have in your brain and your mind, you have to bring it to life. If whatever you're thinking about, just go for it, regardless of who has what say and what, who has more years and more invested into this business, because you're going to come across people that have years invested in this business, and it may rub them the wrong way. They may not want you to set up your store within a 10-mile radius. They might not want you to be nowhere near them, and we sell the same product. Well, Champs and Finish Line is across the street from each other. They both sell jewelry at 9 o'clock in the morning on Saturday. No one complains, but you have small business-minded people, small business minds that they fear or feel in some type of way that you will take from them, which is not the issue. The issue is each businessman trying to provide for their family. But yes, I have businesses that have email vendors, email representatives, call representatives. I've only been here 10 days. I've gotten emails that I couldn't sell underwear in this mall because someone's complaining. I've gotten emails from vendors that saying if you sell to him in Castleton Square, I will no longer invest in you anymore. But by the grace of God, those type of vendors didn't feed into the negativity of me trying to grow and prosper as a business. They are willing to. They see a small business trying to thrive and trying to win, and they're exceedingly glad. I can honestly say that a lot of business vendors have recanted their statement and said, oh well, we'll still deal with you because hey, but that and it's sad. But this is the type of business. This is what you're dealing with. This is the business that you're in. Some people don't like it, some people, but I didn't just wake up one day and just say hats fall from the sky and clothes come in my store. I worked hard at everything I do. I went to every clothing convention for 2 years straight. If it was every other month, from Atlanta to Chicago to Las Vegas, I got on a plane by myself. And I got my iPad. I took every note that I needed as a businessman to make my business prosper. So no, don't think that it'll just fall from the sky and you can just open up a business tomorrow. You do have to do your homework, and there are going to be people that really don't, that you're going to rub the wrong way, but they didn't like Jesus. So, what I mean? Okay, you just have to pray about it and keep moving. I don't have the time or the energy to worry about another business wanting me to fail. Now, if there's another business that wants to win with me, I'm more than welcome. We can put our great minds together and sell tickets, sell shows, sell more magazines, sell whatever it is that we can do as a business. Not only as a business, as a black small business, if we can put our brains together and make more black small businesses, then I'm all for it. I'm 1,000% all for it. But negative, nah. If someone else comes up, want to open up a hat store with the same hats, right directly across the street, that's fine. We can get them cheaper. So I don't have a problem, but that's what you will go through. You'll go through negative, and you'll go through, it's really who you know. It's not about, it's sad to say, but this business, once they get to know you, then they'll trust you.